Hello D51. Today we're breaking down two important items that help us fund our schools, bonds and mill levy overrides. You might have heard these terms before, but what do they really mean and how do they help our students? While I can't tell you how to vote, I'm here to provide some factual information on both so you can be more informed when making decisions on whether or not to support them during the elections. Think of a bond like a mortgage on a house. It is a loan that the school district takes out to pay for large, long-term capital projects to take care of school buildings or replace old buildings. Bond dollars require voter approval and are repaid over time with interest, usually over a 20 to 25 year period. The School Finance Act funding for Colorado school districts does not provide funding for major capital needs, meaning districts must generate the funds by taking out debt through the bonds. D51 has passed 4 bonds since 1996, the most recent one being for the construction of the new Grand Junction High School. D51 just finalized our first ever 25-year facility master plan, which provides an overview of the building needs we have across the district, and it creates a roadmap for how we will address those needs over time. The average age of the District 51 school buildings is 48 years, with the oldest being built in 1925 and the newest in 2024. District 51 has over $600 million in deferred maintenance needs. Bond funding helps address these issues by enabling high priority maintenance upgrades, enhancing safety and security, upgrading special education facilities, improving learning environments, and completing major renovations to existing buildings. These investments are essential for ensuring that all of our schools can provide safe, supportive, and modern spaces where our students can thrive, since we do not receive funding from the state of Colorado to address these needs. Now let's talk about mill levies. Unlike bonds, mill levies provide ongoing yearly funding. This is money that goes towards operating expenses such as teacher salaries, instructional materials, classroom technology, and continued maintenance. Mill levies support our classrooms and their day-to-day operations. Think of it as the funds needed to keep the lights on, pay teachers, and provide students with the resources they need to succeed when state funding isn't cutting it. Why would D51 need additional funding, you might ask? Well, Colorado ranks 39th in the country when it comes to K-12 funding, and out of 178 school districts in the state, D51 ranks 174th when it comes to per student funding. So we are one of the lowest per student funded districts in the state that is one of the lowest funded in the country when it comes to public education. We rely on additional funding through mill levy overrides to close the gap on funding versus needs. Our comparable school districts in Colorado have been going out to their communities to pass mill levy overrides, and the widening funding gap is putting our students at even more of a disadvantage. On average, compared to our comparable districts, D51 receives about $1,300 less per student, and around $1,100 of that is due to the districts passing mill levy overrides. If we were funded at just the average of our comparable districts, that would be like us receiving $26 million more a year to fund needs in our district. That's how wide the gap is to the average. In District 51, mill levy override dollars help us retain quality teachers, provide updated learning materials, and support operational expenses. It's all about ensuring our students have what they need to thrive every single day. And these are local dollars that stay local and support our local schools. So, to sum it up, bonds are for big one-time capital expenses like building or renovating schools, and we need them because the state doesn't fund capital needs. Mill levy overrides are for ongoing costs like better teacher pay, providing additional student contact days, curriculum, and keeping programs running. Both are essential to providing our students with a quality education, but they serve different purposes. So why is there a bond and mill levy override on your ballot this year, and why do neither of them require a tax rate increase? I mentioned before that a bond is like a mortgage on a house. You borrow the money to complete the work, and you pay the debt off. We are about to fully pay off our debt from the 2004 bond, and it provides us a one-time opportunity in November to ask our community to let us continue to borrow at the same rate and not increase the tax rate. We would be able to borrow $190 million without increasing the tax rate, and we would use those funds to address the highest priority needs in our schools from the facility master plan. I mentioned that we have over $600 million worth of needs, and we can address a large chunk of those needs without increasing the tax rate on our homes and our businesses. We would use that money to complete major upgrades at Central High School and Fruita Monument High School while addressing safety and security and deferred maintenance needs across the district. If it does not pass this year, the next opportunity to do a no tax increase bond wouldn't be until 2041. That's 4A on your ballot. 4B addresses an expiring 2017 mill levy override, and it would not require a tax rate increase because the district is simply asking the community to let us keep what we already have, not increasing the tax rate in the process. The 2017 mill levy override, which our community passed at the time, has been funding 5 additional days of school for kids, funding for curriculum updates, and a small chunk of funding for capital improvements. It is set to expire soon, and if the sunset is not removed, the district would not have the funding to continue offering these things. By removing the sunset, we would secure the funding to continue offering additional days of school, curriculum updates, and some funding for buildings, all without raising the tax rate on homes and businesses. That is 4B on your ballot. Bonds and mill levy overrides play a crucial role in creating and maintaining a safe, conducive, and modern learning environment for our students. By understanding how these funding mechanisms work, we can see their impact on the future of District 51. Thank you.